President Trump has accused India of exorbitantly high tariffs and has threatened reciprocal tariffs. Now, what can that mean to Indian exporters and consumers? Here's an explainer. Firstly, India does charge more tariffs than other countries and versus what the Americans levy on our goods. According to Morgan Stanley data, India charges 6.5 percentage points more tariff on an average than the US charges on our exports to the US. On the same set of goods, let us compare tariffs that India imposes on US goods coming to India versus tariffs imposed by the US on Indian exports to the US. Again, as you can see, we are way higher. Actually, under the WTO, less developed countries were allowed some leeway to keep tariffs high. Also, we could use price support to protect farmers. Also, while India has high import duties, not all imports have very high tariffs. India's sixth largest imports from the US are crude oil, gems and jewelry, machinery, cars, transport items, that is, metals and electronics. And in these sectors, our duties are mostly at or under 10%. Lately, India has slashed duties on high visibility items like bikes, Harley Davidsons. How will US reciprocate is the puzzle. If it is country-wise or product-wise exports, the impact is different. If it is country-level reciprocity, then economists expect that the increased tariffs on all Indian exports into the US will be by 6.5%. But if the US matches product for product, then the average increase may be 11% for our goods going into the US. Finally, if reciprocity includes, India's non-tariff barriers, like, for instance, the PLI scheme or agricultural and power subsidies, fertilizer subsidies, then US tariffs on our exports can go even higher. In any case, impact on India's GDP is expected to be 1/3 of 1% at worst, say economists at Citi and Goldman Sachs. That's because India's exports to the US form only 2% of India's GDP. But for individual companies or sectors, the damage can be much more. Sectors to worry about could include autos, four-wheelers and two-wheelers, which can face competition from imported US-made Teslas or Harley Davidsons. Again, our chemical and pharmaceutical exporters may see their margins eroding because of higher tariffs imposed by the US government. Now, there are more questions. First, will the April 2nd deadline be respected? Or will the negotiations stretch beyond, since India has already cut some tariffs and is promising more? Second, can US manage a customs department that has to sift through different tariffs for different countries for the same good? That's huge, and they want to cut government. Third question, the problem is for the buyers, who now can't just source the cheapest manufacturer from around the world, but they have to keep adding different tariffs. Buyer's headache. Finally, manufacturers can jump the tariffs by going to other companies, having a trading partner in a country that does not have tariffs. So you can dodge the tariffs. Most important question for India will we be forced to buy expensive US defense equipment as a quid pro quo?
Well, thanks so much for tuning in to CNBC TV 18. Make sure you follow us and stay updated on all our social media platforms.